Hello, everyone. How are you doing? I'm Divine Celion. Ding! And I am back with a huge channel message. And I mean huge. This big. I'm going to try to articulate it to you the best way I can. Today has been nothing but synchronicities for me. And I was like, made me realize one, where is going back, for me in particular, for my healing. Remember I told you, you go back to your inner child stuff? Let me know where I'm at in my timeline and the new one coming in before they can merge. One. So I think that's what's happening to y'all. You're getting signs of your inner child, and you can clock exactly the lessons you received. So you can heal that. That makes sense? Okay? All right. Sorry, I reduced a lot. So, that was one. Two. The reason why some of you could not move forward, your lesson was love, but your lesson was twofold. If you asked for love in your life and you had the bad habit of loving people more than you loved yourself, and you were one of those people that just give, and you're like, no, they don't have to give back to me. My happiness is just giving to people. And then you start experiencing it over and over again because others were making you do it your enemies were making you do it to hurt you. Love was allowing it to see if you were going to learn. What enemies don't understand is that the lesson won't happen unless love says so. So while they're thinking that they're getting away with hurting you, love is paying attention, engaging. If you pay attention to the lesson, it's gauging not only where you're at, what you can handle in the lesson at the time. Follow me. Well, to those of you that would give and not refill your cup, you would empty your cup and never refill it because it just gave you joy to give. That's not love. That's not flow. You were loving, but you weren't flowing with the love, and that was wrong. That's the sin of pride. Let me explain. This is a hidden part of pride you don't pay attention to, and it's hidden. It's the selfish martyrdom that you don't have to take upon yourself. Let me explain. Remember I said you're not to pick up crosses that you're not supposed to bear. That's a sin. Why? Because you put it on yourself, but Spirit didn't put it on you. You put it on you. And then Spirit is looking at you like, who told you to put it on you? I didn't put this lesson on you. Okay, well, you put it on you. You gonna deal with it. You don't do that. Remember, sin means without knowing. That's what sin really means. So you were loving, right? And you were giving. And you were being a selfish martyr. What happens when we're a selfish martyr? I gave and I love this person and they were everything to me and I don't understand and I don't get it. What do? You sit up there and let me preface it with this. This is not to make fun of anyone that does this, that feels this way. This is not to point fingers at you. I have been through this. I understand. Okay, I want you to understand this. This is not to chastise you. This is not to make you feel bad, but my loves. In your love, you played victim, and love is no victim. Because at any time, if you loved yourself more, you could have got up and left. What did you do? You let it continue. You let it thrive. And then when they left, you played the victim. You were feeling so down and so hopeless. I gave, I did this, I did that, I did this. And all love was sitting back saying and looking at you like, why didn't you leave? Did I teach you to sit up there and take all that? Well, the vows of marriage, and when the other one does not give in return, and you become a victim, you victimize yourself instead of loving yourself enough to say no. This is not what Spirit said love is. You don't know what love is. You are not to have me as a gift. Remember, man made the vows of marriage. Men. And Spirit never wanted you to suffer over love, because love doesn't make people suffer for no reason. It makes you suffer for a lesson. We weren't getting the lesson. And this is a huge lesson. Selfish martyrdom is another side of ego and pride in victimhood. I want you to understand this. This mess that's going on between the sexes, all that's going on is you don't love yourself 100% before you step in. This whole thing of the third party and all of this has been about you getting to you and you not being a victim. Because you understand that in love, there are no victims. Love is not a victim. Love is a leader, a doer, a teacher, a lesson. Love is you. And love don't play small. You sat up and you allowed love to be mistreated in you. And then when you could have walked away, and don't give me this, the children and this. I understand sometimes you stay for financial. I get it. I understand. But there's a cutting point. And we lose ourselves. And we become selfish martyrs. What I mean is we sit up and we take pride that we suffered for someone. You don't do that. You think love is going to celebrate you because you stayed in that marriage and you suffered? When love has been trying to show you the whole fucking time? Please, okay, I love you. Tell me they didn't show you that person was cheating. Tell me you didn't feel it in your stomach. Tell me you didn't know and you stayed anyway for the sake of the children and for the sake of that marriage. But you sacrificed you when you're the one carrying. Why do you need them? You listen to what your intuition says when Spirit tells you to move or to stay. You don't listen to a book. You listen to your intuition. You listen to Spirit. Spirit will tell you directly. And love doesn't act that way. Love never wants you to stay somewhere that's not good for you. Now, there are cases where you stay and the person learns. But you will get those signs for that. To know that that's what you're supposed to do. Spirit will tell you. But when that person never gets it, and my people got this shit bad, especially our older generation, they would stay and let them people beat on them. Because that's what we do. And we sacrifice that way. That's pride. That's what got God messed up. Pride. Let me tell you something. There is a balance. And this is the balance. When you love yourself 100%, you don't go into ego. You don't go into arrogance and narcissism. No. That's the balance. Selfish martyrdom or ego and overconfidence and arrogance. In the middle is a blend. Boundaries, self-love, not going to be mistreated. Not for you, not for you, not for you, not for you. You can go with, no, I love me. I'm doing love's work. No, my love, the sin of selfish martyrdom, the ignorance of that pride is what your lesson has been. If you want me to talk more on this, drop it down in the comments and I will. If I didn't explain it well enough, because, not long enough, let me know and I will do another TikTok and I will talk about this to you. But my loves, you don't suffer for the glory of suffering. There's no glory in suffering without a lesson and no reason. You stop that. That's not loving yourself or getting the lesson. I love you.